We all know that trust is a critical component to great relationships. But when you're trying to build your professional network, how do you effectively build that trust so that you can deepen those relationships and networks that can support your career? We're going to dive into that right now. Let's jump right in. Hey there, my name is Jeff Perry, leadership and career development expert and author of The Intentional Engineer and author of the upcoming book, The Intentional Career Guide to Professional Networking. And today we're talking about how you can build trust. And it actually is more about your orientation towards the other people. And the key thing I want you to think about is interest. Are you showing genuine interest and curiosity in the other person, rather than just trying to be interesting and showcase how great you are? When we do this, it actually completely changes the relationship. In fact, I want to read a little quote from Dale Carnegie, who is the author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, one of the seminal books on creating meaningful relationships. He says, "You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you." So I want you to just reflect for a moment. When you approach someone, are you more interested in them, or are you more interested or focused on showcasing how great you are and why you are interesting? So a little food for thought. Now, if you want to increase your interest in other people, let me give you a few ways that you can do that when you are in conversation or reaching out to people. So number one is to ask thoughtful questions. Questions are gateways to conversation and connection. And when we ask thoughtful questions, it shows that we are curious about them, and make sure, obviously, on the other side to listen intently to what they say, not just be thinking about what's the next question or the next thing you want to say after you ask that question. Which brings me to number two, is to practice active listening. We need to continue to make eye contact, be present with the people as they are sharing things with us, instead of looking all around or, like I said before, thinking about the next thing that we need to say. We want to actively listen and care about what they are sharing with us. Number three, remember details. If you can remember just a few details that maybe when you're following up with them and say, hey, I remember when you shared X, Y, and Z, or if you meet with them again, you can reference back to a previous conversation that you had. That can go a long way to people noticing how much you're really with them and caring about them. And maybe you remember a detail about the conversation that they didn't remember that they even shared, and that can mean a lot to people. Number four is to seek to understand their perspective. A whole lot of people that you meet with will not have the same perspectives and insights and experiences or opinions that you have. And so even if you disagree with their approach to something or their views on something in particular, you can really seek to understand what their perspective is and why, and just validate the fact that you're interested in them rather than wanting to be combative in those conversations. And number five is make sure that you show empathy, which is really just about validating their feelings and experiences, and that what they have experienced matters, instead of just shoving that to the side. But you're, again, investing in showing that you care and are interested in what they have experienced. So if you are wanting to grow your network and deepen your relationships, you can do a whole lot worse than by focusing on being interested in other people. If you do this, it's going to go a long way in deepening those relationships. Thanks so much for being here. I really hope that this helps you level up your professional network. If you're wanting to continue to do that, keep an eye out for my new book, The Intentional Career Guide to Professional Networking. And if you want a free resource to create a plan to expand and deepen your professional network, I invite you to go grab my free networking action plan resource at www.intentionalcareerguide.com/networking plan. The link should be in the description below, and you can grab that right away. Thanks so much for being here, and I hope to see you on the next video. If I can do anything to help you along the way, please feel free to reach out. Let's connect. I hope to talk with you soon.